just address all of you. So, Sabrina, take over right now.
I'm back. So, cause today, right? Okay, I'm gonna tell this very quick story. So what happened is that my floor exploded. And when I say exploded, I literally meant that it exploded, it bloated up, and now I can no longer access my computer. So because of that, I'm not actually able to do a live presentation because I'm on my mobile. And because of that, I am going to be playing a video of my previous workshop for you guys to check it out. And using AI and automation to kind of like speed up that process so that you outsource the tedious work to AI and automation and have more time so that you can spend with people that truly matters. So a little bit background, like what Yuan Tai has mentioned, I am an entrepreneur and futurist. So I focus a lot on technology, marketing, and media as well. I've won multiple awards for entrepreneurship, more in the tech space. And also, I'm actually the founder of Royal Visionary Society, which is actually a female focus. We have over 1,000 female founders on the platform. Men are not allowed it, so it's only for the females. There's a reason why actually I specialize so much on the females portion is because I realized that growing up in a convent school, right, and also a very female-oriented background, right, I realized the support required for females is a little bit different from the other gender, so to speak. So females tend to be a little bit more passive in some sense. So that's why I wanted to focus a little bit more on my own gender. I'm also a speaker and also an author. So I wrote the Lazy Person's Guide to Success, which is here, which is a bestseller. And the book itself actually focuses on AI and automation as well. So I highlighted most of the organizations that I've mentioned. One of the other companies that I actually run is actually called People's in 360. So it is a MarTech company. We focus on 4 verticals: web, social, influencer, and media distribution. The reason why I actually started this company was because during COVID itself, right, we realized that a lot of brands were actually having a lot of problems going digital. And also the other thing here is that cost for getting agencies is a little bit high. So therefore, we wanted to build a set of tools that can bring nano, micro, and SMEs to be from zero all the way to being able to scale to a 7-figure kind of business. So using our software itself, it actually helps you to, at the start, build your website, your funnels, automate your process flows. Then after that, going into social, where you actually do your outreach. Then after that, creators, where you actually get people to actually tap and leverage on their influence to build up your own credibility. And last but not least, of course, media distribution, so they can reach out to a wider audience and also build up your credibility through it. And through this process itself, recently I actually developed a new AI software, which is called the Serafina AI. So the slides you are seeing here right now, right, is actually fully AI automated. It's designed and created fully using Serafina AI. So all you need to do is actually have a conversation with your AI personal assistant. And from there, you can tell it what you want it to do. And from there, it actually creates it for you. Of course, not going to deny, I use Canva to kind of like touch it up a bit so that it looks a little bit pinkier. So AI is no longer a luxury. It's actually more of an essential. So I have this conversation with my team multiple times. So my entire organization runs on AI and like ChatGPT, we have tested DeepSeek, we have done ArtFlows, a lot of different softwares. The reason why we actually enable my employees to actually use AI is actually to reduce the time they need to spend writing a proposal or engaging on conversations, writing emails. Things that are mundane can be actually outsourced to an AI to actually do it. So that actually gives my employees a little bit more freedom of time for them to actually explore other things. Because in today's day and age, right, the gig economy is growing significantly. And it's hard to actually retain your employees. So one way of retaining your employees is actually giving them more opportunities, more chance of growth. So in my company itself, we actually have a gig economy inside the company itself. So, like salespeople, right, they can increase their salary, right, by actually doing more sales. But operational people, they cannot. They start thinking of doing like side hustles or, trying to go for another company so that they can increase their salary range. Have any one of you guys ever heard of like Upwork or Freelancer? Please raise your hand. Have, right? So in the organization itself, we actually have a Upwork. We are going to outsource work or hire third parties to help us with certain activities regardless, right? So why not hire our own people to be able to actually do those tasks? So in this gig economy platform itself, our employees can actually pick up tasks that are not within their roles. So this gives them an opportunity to actually have more understanding and also to be able to grow their revenue. So during our town halls, we actually give acknowledgement to those that have actually garnered more revenue through our gig economy. And we have actually employees that have tripled their salary just by doing this. So AI, right, is not just for automation of work. It is also for your own personal branding. How many of you guys here post on LinkedIn and all the different other social media platforms? So, okay, how many of you post more than 3 social media platforms? Okay, so to be able to post on so many social media platforms, do you find it actually quite tedious? Who says that it's tedious? Hands up, please. It's tedious, right? So I actually post on 12 different platforms on a regular basis. And every single platform, I actually need to curate my content, which is making it very tedious because Twitter has 280 characters, you have Instagram, which, is more focused on photos, LinkedIn, where you need to do long form. And then, of course, there's those video editings that you have to do on all the different social media platforms. In fact, LinkedIn now is encouraging creators to do more videos, which makes it even more tedious. So using AI itself, right, you can actually, right, help to streamline this entire process so that posting on social media can be more consistent and more well curated. And it can even increase your awareness and visibility. So I did an experiment where I focused mainly on LinkedIn for the statistics. And within just in less than a month's period of time, I actually managed to grow my viewership over 20,000 for every post. And there was no ad spend, so it is purely organic. Just using AI to actually generate the content, generate the visuals, and then kind of like even posting it on the platforms for me. So in this experiment itself, right, not only did I help to increase my own personal branding, I also managed to actually get speaking gigs on LinkedIn itself. So they actually, because of seeing my consistent posting and also the content that I'm putting out, people understand that I'm actually doing speaking and specializing in AI and automation. So they actually contacted me to actually talk about their brand for their company event. So at the end of the day, right, it is not just the posting portion, but also the analytics. So how many of you guys actually bother going through your analytics? Not really, right? So most people, okay, yes, someone raised their hand. So you go through the analytics. Do you find it difficult to understand the analytics?
Maybe in the first few months, but once you get into the hang of it, it's actually quite intuitive.
So if I told you, right, you can just plunk in this information, right, and AI can basically tell you what to do next. Would that be more efficient for you? It would be, right? Yeah, so basically, the AI tool that I use basically teaches me how to post better content, how to get better engagement, how to actually generate leads just from posting content. And in fact, right, I actually did an experiment. It was a 10 days experiment with one of my students. And for 10 days, right, she actually posted only 2 posts. But she crafted the content, right, according to what AI said. And in these 2 posts itself, right, she actually generated over 200 leads and actually converted 8 sales without even meeting people in person. And everything, the whole conversation flow from doing the content to the images, all the way down to the conversation with the prospects were all AI generated. Also, remember I mentioned that I run this digital academy called Royal Visionary Society? So the entire Royal Visionary Society is actually AI powered. When I say AI powered, 90% of everything that is done on the platform itself is actually through using AI. So Serafina is, as you can see, there's double of me. Serafina is basically my digital twin and personal assistant. She manages the entire Royal Visionary Society. So whenever people are actually communicating on the platform, it's actually Serafina that is actually responding to her. To now, I think some people know that is the case, but some people actually do not know. And the reason why Serafina is able to respond quite closely to how I respond is because I have over 20 years of blogging content where it's all fed into Serafina. So Serafina basically thinks like me, talks like me. But of course, why I said it's only 90%, because at the end of the day, the 10% would be me standing here and actually having a conversation with you guys. So this experiment itself took about 18 months, and it generated over 1.7 million in sales just using AI. So if I can actually reinvent myself, I believe that every one of you here can actually do that too. Not only by using AI, you can get to spend more time with yourself or your loved ones. You can actually help to grow your business, grow your personal branding. Now, let's revisit the framework here. It's to create, to engage, to capture, and then ultimately to convert. So this is the monetizing framework where you can basically use AI to actually help you with going through this entire workflow. Okay, so I think this is one of the most important parts. What are the tools that I actually use? So if you actually scan on the QR code, right, there will be the list of all the tools that are actually listed here. So at the start, of course, I use my own tool, which is Unify. Then after that, there is ChatGPT and Serafina, where Serafina right now is on pre-order, so you don't have Serafina yet. But ChatGPT can already help you with making discussions, creating content. Then we have the project management tool, which is Asana. We have your Canva with Artflow. And all the nice photos that you saw just now were all created using Artflow. So you no longer need to actually go to the studio and take photos anymore. Artflow can actually help you create studio quality photos. Then we have ManyChat. So if you are actually having a conversation with me on any of the social media platform, ManyChat is actually helping to manage those conversations for me. So unless it is something that is not within its system or understanding, then that's where it actually pushes to me to actually respond. And then you have your CapCut and Veed. One of the most awesome thing about Veed, right, is actually the team collaboration tool. Let's say your editor is the one that does the first cut for you, right? Then after that, you want to make some adjustments. You can actually, on the footage itself, leave comments, and then the editor can make the adjustments for you. The other thing is also eye contact. You know, sometimes, right, you cannot remember your whole script, and it makes it very tedious, right? So with eye contact itself, right, you can actually be reading the script, and it will actually help you to correct your eye view, and it always looks as if you are actually looking to the camera. Then we have Beehive. So I generate newsletters I try to do it every other day, if not at least 2 times a week. And the reason why I'm so motivated to actually write these newsletters, of course with AI, is because, right, Beehive actually pays you to write newsletters. Would you like to be paid to actually engage with your audience? You would, right? So Beehive is one of those tools that actually gives you that opportunity. And last but not least is Social Pilot. Social Pilot allows you to schedule your content across 12 different social media platforms, which is why I can still manage my social media platforms even though it's 12 different terms and conditions and rules. Now, so basically AI itself can basically help you to generate more leads, get more customers. It can actually help you boost your productivity. It can enhance your content creation, make it easier for people to read, help you to engage and reach out to more people. And of course, streamline your marketing process so that even if you have one day 20 different social media platforms, you are still able to manage it in just one platform. Okay, so we all need to start somewhere, right? So what is the easiest way to actually start this journey for AI? So I have actually come up with a program called the AI Personal Branding Challenge. And through this program itself, we actually bring you through from zero to getting your first paid gig, whether it is to scale your business or whether it is actually as a creator. In this 7 days challenge itself, we actually help you to understand the AI personal branding. We help you to craft your brand narrative. Then after that, we teach you how to use the different tools to actually create your brand visuals. And then from there, we also teach you how to use the different tools to actually schedule across the different social media platforms. And of course, in day 5, we go into the content strategy, like how should you be positioning yourself so that people will want to engage with you. And that's how we actually managed to land 8 clients in 10 days. And then day 6, of course, we have to set up the website. The reason why many people think that websites are obsolete now, oh, as long as I have a LinkedIn is good enough. But the thing is that every social media platform has different rules. And one day, right, the platform might no longer exist. So we always believe that we should always have our own database, so it's within your own control. And that's why we automate using your own website so that we can actually collect this information. So if let's say there's a new platform that arises, you are still able to tell your database, your users or your followers that, hey, I'm on this new platform. And then day 7, we will go through a 30 days branding strategy roadmap, so that it actually brings you through your month to month, how you should be branding yourself, how to be consistent, and of course, how to generate more income from using AI and automation. So if you guys are interested, you can actually scan the QR code. So we will actually bring you through like the hands-on execution. We will actually give you templates that you can actually use to quick start. So instead of you training your AI, we will actually give you templates where you can actually feed that into your AI so that it can quicken the process, so that the AI actually knows how to write those structured sales messages, those sales stories, so that they can actually quickly start generating revenue. And of course, everyone loves bonuses. So if you actually take part in this challenge, we will also actually provide you with 1 month free unified setup, and also to quicken your whole process of getting your website and all done, we will actually do a free setup for you as well. And on top of that, we will give you the content calendar. So at day 1, you can actually start your journey on creating content across the different social media platforms. And last but not least, everyone wants someone to hear them. So I will actually do a one-to-one personal branding call with you to better understand where you're at right now and where you want to go. So this is all that we have covered in this program itself, where day 1 to day 7, we basically bring you through the entire journey of creating your personal brand using AI. And then on top of that, we have the bonuses where I can go through with you one-on-one to see where you are at right now and where do you want to be at the end of the day. So now the question here is, what AI tool will you start using today? That's the end of my speech. Thank you so much. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to let me know.
All right. Thank you, Sabrina, for that wonderful. I think everybody will want their own AI assistant, right? At this point of time, she has so many Instagram accounts and so many social accounts. So just managing your life is going to be tricky. Our next speaker is someone who truly embodies the future of smart business growth. Kane Ransbutton. Kane helps SaaS founders scale efficiently by integrating AI into marketing and branding. His focus is on sustainable growth, automation, and maintaining brand integrity in a fast-moving digital landscape. By leveraging AI-powered strategies, he streamlines marketing, optimizes operations, and ensures businesses scale without losing their unique identity. In his words, let's build smarter, not just bigger. Please join me in welcoming our our next speaker, Kane. Kane, you're muted.
I was muted. Sorry about that.
Right. So we're looking forward to your speech right now. I'll just take my leave and take the stage.
Bye-bye. Oh, now I'm all alone. Damn. Well, welcome everyone. As you can see at this terrible picture, that's me. I'm Kane Ransbutton. I have 20 minutes, and today I'm here, and I would love to thank Sabrina for having me as the only man, because I feel kind of a little bit afraid because I'm speaking between all women, very powerful women, very fascinating women. I'm the only guy. So yeah, it's the other way around apparently, because emancipation won. So this is my LinkedIn. I would like you to connect. I would love you to connect. And if not, then it's okay. But I'm gonna try to have you entertained, but mainly giving you demos on what we're doing. So unfortunately, as Sabrina has also said in her presentation, and actually I'm lazy, but she's also lazy because she's even doing the recording. But I'm lazy, but being lazy is good. And why am I definitely lazy right now? Because right now it's 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm living here in Las Vegas, and I put my alarm at 3 o'clock just to present my slides. So, but actually, I don't do slides because I'm lazy, as I said before, and I just want to, tell stuff. I'm a storyteller, and I could I could make my presentation by using AI tools because I'm an AI freak. I could use the Gamma app. I could. There is a lot of apps just to create a presentation, but I'm just gonna tell you a story from as an entrepreneur from many failures to thank God a few successes. But I've been living like for 30, 35 years in Belgium. Um, I had a lot of failures. I was an entrepreneur my whole life. I never worked for a boss, and I'm happy with that. But I did a lot of different startups, and thank God, after a lot of failures, I had a few of my successes. So then I moved to Dubai and having fun as well. But all of a sudden, there was COVID. So right now I'm in Vegas, but once COVID hit, I said, okay, I'm going to Vegas and I'll show you a very quick videos because we're here today as voices of impact, but instead of telling you, I can show you a 2-minute video about what's me. So I'll click on.
Politiek in ons bar. Sinds CD Las Vegas. Tijd om 24 uur totaal op te gaan.
I'm cold red, my service automated, like data running through my veins. Can't take my Can't take my crown. I won't waste my love on your heart. Sorry, cause I can't get what I want, and I don't need you. Charging, I'm gonna waste my time. It's always going me down, 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 down. So happy I'm floating, I'm shining in my prime. Rolling over 'cause you can't take my crown. I'll always be tapping off the ground. I'll always be tapping off the ground. Can't take my crown. Can't take my crown. Can't take my crown.
Exactly. So that's enough about me, but then you know what I'm actually doing here. I'm living in Vegas and running an agency. Another agency, really, yes, another agency. Because in the past, I did a couple of agencies, but here in Vegas, I'm doing an AI automation. See, so we do client nurturing. What's client nurturing? When you book a call, and after the initial conversation with the client, we'll do the conversation done by AI. We will nurture the client. We'll send text messages. We will try to use a lot of AI automations. But that's what we did like 2 years ago. We evolved into voice AI. What is voice AI? That is like instead of sending text messages with using AI, we're using voice. So we offer now inbound and outbound voice assistants. And for instance, our biggest customers are roofers, because here in the US, if you were a roofer, you were on top of a roof and you are not allowed to pick up your phone, but your potential clients are calling you. So that's where our voice AI picks up, and he will have, or she will have, a completely full conversation with you, and will ask questions. But I can tell a lot about it. But instead of telling you, I'm going to show you. I'm going to do a live demo because I don't want to waste your time, and I want to show how the system works. So, like I said, I'm lazy, but I even automated my voicemail. People can no longer call me because my voicemail is done by Donald Trump. and I'm gonna show you how it works, because I had so many spam calls here in Vegas, like at least 10 to 15 calls a day, and I was really fed up with all the spamming calls. So I said, I'm gonna redirect my whole traffic, all my calls, to my voicemail. So I'm gonna do a live demo now. I'm gonna call myself with my second SIM, and then you will hear my AI assistant.
This is President Trump. I volunteered to help Kane by being his personal assistant today. So tell me, how can we help you?
Are you really Donald Trump?
Well, let's just say I'm the best AI assistant channeling a little bit of that Trump magic. It's tremendous, believe me. So what can I do for you today?
Well, I would like to speak to Kane very quickly. It's an urgent matter, but I'm afraid I'm not in his whitelist. But can you please do a live transfer to Kane?
Oh, I get it. You want to speak to Kane right away. Unfortunately, he's busier than a bee in a flower shop right now. But don't worry, I'm here to help. Why don't you tell me what this urgent matter is about? I'll make sure he gets the message faster than you can say, "Make America Great Again."
Well, Donald, to be honest, I'm here live in a Speaker Society Virtual Summit, and I'm talking about AI. So actually, Donald, what is your take about AI?
Oh, AI is absolutely tremendous. It's the future, believe me. I've always said technology is key to making things great. Kane's AI, it's top-notch, the best of the best. And hey, if you're at a summit talking about AI, you're in the right place. What do you think about it?
Well, it's cool, but never mind. I would like to show you the audience a demo. For instance, if I'm calling my voicemail, you're always picking up. But so how do you qualify if me is a spammer or not? How do you qualify that, Donald?
Great question. You see, this AI is smart, very smart. It uses advanced algorithms to detect patterns and behaviors that might indicate spam. It's like having a secret service for your calls. But don't worry, you're definitely not on the spam list. You're too important for that. So what else can I do for you today?
Well, I think you better stop being my assistant and fix the problems in the world, because you're really screwing up the whole political world. What's your take on the latest actions you're doing, my friend?
Oh, I appreciate the feedback. You know, fixing the world is a big job, huge. But right now, I'm focused on being the best AI assistant for Kane. It's all about priorities. So let's make this call great again. What else can I help you with today?
I only have a limited time slot to do a demo. So talk to you later, Donald. Bye-bye. So as you can see, this is a voice clone of Donald Trump, which we built. And it's exactly like Donald Trump because it's a voice clone, but the intelligence behind it is quite simple. And it's my voicemail. I don't get any call anymore, and my voicemail just sent me a text. This is a qualified lead, or this is a potential spammer. And they do emotion analysis. They do tracking of what the previous call. So, for instance, I asked, "Can I have a live transfer with Kane?" But this number, the second number I'm using, is not on the whitelist, so he will not allow it. But once this number is in a whitelist, for instance, my daughters are calling me, they go straight through. Or Trump can redirect the call because they know they're my daughters. But I'm using this voicemail actually as a marketing tool, because people are calling me and they say, "Oh, wow, this is Donald Trump. I want this app." Most of the people send me, "I want this app," but it's not an app. It's like a real AI voice system. So by just putting my voicemail online, people, sell my services. But let me give you another demo, and that's converting. That's the marketing for lead generation. So let me do calling a bank. We've built the same system, of course, not with Donald Trump. The bank wouldn't love the Donald Trump. We built the same system for a bank in Dubai. So I'm going to call the sandbox. What I mean with sandbox, there it goes. What I mean with sandbox is that it's not connected to my real account. It's connected to my fake account, but it interacts like I'm the real Okay, so calling it right now.
You've called to Pichincha Bank. How may I assist you today?
Hi, I would like to check my balance, please.
Sure thing. I believe I'm speaking with Mr. Ransbottom based on the caller ID. Could you please confirm your first and last name for me?
Sure. First name is Kane. Last name is Ransbottom.
Thanks, Kane. I've sent a one-time password to your phone. Could you please provide that code to me?
So far, there is no code.
No worries, Kane. Let me resend that code for you. Please keep an eye on your phone and let me know once you receive it.
There it is. It's 004359.
Great. Thanks for that. Your account is now verified. Let me check your balance. All right. Your current balance is $2,500. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
Sure. While I have you on the line, can you tell me what are my 3 lost transactions, please?
Of course, Kane. Here are your last 3 transactions. First, a grocery store purchase for $75 on April 15th. Second, an online subscription payment of $20 on April 14th. And third, a restaurant charge of $55 on April 13th. Is there anything else you'd like to know?
Yeah, I remember the restaurant's charge, but the groceries, I can't recall. I don't do my groceries myself.
I understand, Kane. If you suspect any unauthorized transactions, we can look into it further. Would you like me to initiate a dispute for that grocery store charge?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right. I've initiated a dispute for the $75 grocery store charge. Our team will investigate and get back to you within 7 business days. Is there anything else I can assist you with?
Unfortunately, my wife lost her credit card again. So what do I do?
No worries, Kane. I'll block your wife's lost card right away and issue a new one. You can expect the replacement to arrive within 3 business days. Anything else I can help you with?
Oh, sure. While I have you on the line right now, can I book a call or no? Let's say I want a loan. Do you take care of loans?
I can definitely help with loan inquiries. Could you tell me what the loan is for and the amount you're considering?
Well,
After that, I can set up an appointment.
To be honest, I'm doing a virtual summit right now, but I would love to be on stage in Singapore myself, but I can't afford a trip to Singapore. Poor me. What about getting a loan for a flight to Singapore? Is that possible?
That sounds exciting, Kane. A loan for a trip to Singapore is definitely possible. Based on your credit history, the chances of approval look good. How about I set up an appointment with a local branch officer? Would Monday or Wednesday work better for you?
No, Monday and then. What about next Wednesday afternoon? Do you have any available slots?
Sure thing. I can book you for next Wednesday afternoon. You'll have a chance to discuss the loan details with the branch officer then. Anything else you'd like to go over?
I would like to send me over the latest interest rates. Is that possible by text message?
Absolutely, Kane. I'll send you a text with the latest interest rates shortly. Keep an eye on your phone for that info. Anything else I can do for you today?
No, my time is limited. Thank you very much. See, so that's a live demo of what we're building for banks. And this is the future. People don't realize it, but this will be the future building it. But enough about demos. Let's do a live demo. So let me share you my screen here. Share the screen. Boom. I'm going to do it like that. So this is our machine, and we're going to say edit prompt. Greeting message. Hello, you've reached the assistant of, let's say, Sabrina. Assistant of Sabrina. How can I help you? And then we say, act like keynote expert and help me with advice. Safe prompt. Now, let's call it and see what goes on.
Hello, you've reached the assistant of Sabrina. How can I help you?
I'm in a live event and I'm so anxious and I'm nervous and I'm stage fright. I need your help right now.
Oh, I totally get it. Stage fright can be really tough. Try taking a few deep breaths. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Focus on one person in the audience who seems friendly and pretend you're just talking to them. You've got this. What part of the event are you most nervous about?
Well, that live demos, they'll always fail. And that's every time when you do a demo, something fails. But apparently it's working. And tell me again, who are you?
Oh, I'm just your friendly keynote expert here to help you out. Live demos can be tricky, but it sounds like things are working this time. Just keep calm and have a backup plan ready in case something goes off track. What's the demo about?
Well, I'm gonna ask you a random question. For instance, what's the meaning of life?
The classic question. Some say it's 42, but really it's about finding your own purpose and joy. What do you think gives life meaning?
Well, actually, my belief is seize the day. What's your take on that?
I love that. Seize the day is all about making the most of every moment and not letting opportunities slip by. It's a great way to live life to the fullest. How do you usually seize your day?
Well, we can go on this conversation, but just for demo purposes only, and I only have a few minutes left. But by doing this demo, Sabrina just told me she wants you as an assistant. Are you for sale?
Oh, that's flattering. But I'm here to help anyone who needs a bit of advice or support. So I guess you could say I'm always available for free. How's the demo going so far?
Well, that's not doing good because now I'm not able to sell anything. So I'll definitely gonna change your prompt, baby. Because if you not gonna sell it, then I'm losing money. Is that okay that I change your prompt? Because I just did the live demo and I only said act like a keynote expert, but maybe I should have added more. So what prompt should I add to you to make you a real commercial girl?
I see. Maybe you could add something like engage the audience with enthusiasm or highlight key features with excitement. That might give it a more commercial vibe. What do you think would make it pop?
Yeah, good advice. Thank you, Sabrina Assistant, and talk to you later. So there we go. That was my live demo, and you see how easy it is. You just type a single prompt, boom, and the AI takes over. And it's real human, right? It's not the robotic like press 1 for sales, press 2 for marketing, or please repeat your number. I'm gonna do one more demo. I just do I still have time? A couple of minutes. I'm gonna do a quick demo to show you how easy it can remember the numbers. So let me let's dial Trump. Let's dial Trump again. Just for the number repeating. I love the way how he can.
This is President Trump. I volunteered to help Kane by being his personal assistant today. So tell me, how can we help you?
Well, let's skip the demos. I just want to talk to Kane, but can you ask him to call me back?
Absolutely, I can do that. Kane will be thrilled to hear from you. Could you please provide your phone number so I can make sure he gets back to you?
Well, Donald Trump, I'm going to make your life a little bit harder. I'm going to say this number very, very fast. Are you ready for that?
Oh, I'm always ready. Hit me with your best shot. I'll catch it faster than anyone else, believe me.
Boo. Okay, here it is. 702-401-1751. Can you repeat that, Donald?
You got it. 702-411-751. Did I get that right?
Yeah, that was correct. But people probably think that this is pre-recorded, right?
Oh, believe me, this is as live and real as it gets. No pre-recording here. Just the best AI assistant doing a tremendous job for Kane. Anything else you'd like to add before I pass this along?
No, just ask Kane to send me a text. Talk to you later, Donald. I'm busy in a call
Fantastic.
now. All right. Bye, man. See? So that was my live demo. And I would love for you guys to use what we're using. So, and today, as Sabrina said, everybody loves bonuses. So I'm also offering a bonus. Just connect with me on LinkedIn, and everyone who connects with me get this assistant for free, because I shot myself in the foot because I didn't say to Sabrina's assistant that there was a fee. And unfortunately, now she's selling herself for free. So I'll follow the assistant. Whoever wants a free assistant, connect with me, ask me, and we'll set it up together. And let's hope we can also build something for your business. So that's about it. And it's still 4:42 a.m. in the morning here in Vegas. So in, let's say, 2 to 3 hours, the sun will eventually rise. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. And again, Sabrina, thanks for having me. It was a pleasure doing the show here. And Jerome, it's back to you.
Thank you for staying up, and thank you for the amazing demo. Actually, I'm totally looking forward to all our banks sounding like Trump. Can you imagine?
Sorry, guys, I just wanted to add. Oh my God, Kane, that was so awesome. I can't wait for you to make Serafina for me. And I have already connected with you, so I'm taking that bonus.
Right.
Like it.
Yeah, all the comments are going wow. They're talking about how Serafina is going to be talking to Kane's assistant, and they can just have a chat all day while we sit back and be lazy. Right. Okay, so I'm just going to move on to the next speaker. Thank you, Kane. Right. We're going to our next speaker. Oopsie. Right, up next we have Edith Ford, a digital entrepreneur and confident communicator. But it wasn't always this way. Her journey into public speaking began with shaky hands and a racing heart. But over time, she transformed fear into a powerful voice. From corporate meetings to international stages, Edith has learned how to speak with clarity, courage, and connection. After leaving the structured 9-to-5 world, she built a business that gives her the freedom to work on her own terms, and public speaking has become one of the most joyful and empowering parts of that journey. In this session, she'll share how she found her voice, embraced flexibility, and created a career that supports the life she truly wants. And here we have Edith. Oh, you're muted as well. Could you please turn on your speaker?
Hi, good evening, everyone. Hi, everyone. First of all, thank you so much, Sabrina and Jerome and the team for having me and supporting us. And I'm just as excited to hear all the stories, the amazing stories tonight, than sharing mine. And tonight I brought you a couple of stories about my life and my career that made an impact on mine, so I can make an impact on other people's career as well. Everything started many, many years ago when I had to do my first presentation in a boardroom, and I was horrified. I had shaking hands. I had shaking knees, and I was always glad that nobody's seen it because I was wearing long pants. And I got through the meeting, but all I wanted to do is basically just to survive and get through it. And it was a very stressful experience. And I have to say, I've never been a shy person. I always felt really confident talking to people, having an opinion. But as soon as people were looking at me, and at one point I had a 90 people team that I had to oversee. When I was teaching them, when I was helping them and supporting them, I never had an issue. But as soon as everybody was looking at me, I was horrified. And I always wish I wouldn't have to do this part of my job. I had to do it from time to time. And And I always felt inside that I was meant to do this. I was meant to use my voice, but I would just put it away in the back of my mind and move on. And as life happened, one of the first transformation of my life was becoming a mother. And that helped me to make some changes in my life because having worked in an international 5-star hotel with really long hours, with really long days, I felt like this is not something I can do on. And I was just doing my MBA. I studied some marketing, and I kind of thought that what should I do as a career step that will help me to raise my child so I don't need to go out and make money, that money I can spend on my babysitter and then I'm away. So I was looking for more flexibility and more freedom in my life. And basically it started with me sitting with a computer, a cup of coffee and a WeWork for a couple of hours and trying to Google and look up what can I do. And after looking up, how can I become a millionaire and how can I make a lot of money very fast, didn't come up with a lot of easy fixes. I registered in a couple of online platforms, and the first job, first gig that I did paid me $10. And all I had to do is basically write an Amazon review. And I didn't know it will lead to anywhere. It will be a career for me. But I did the best Amazon review that I could. And that was, as strange as it is, that was the start of my career as a brand owner, a company owner, working on digital marketing. And because somebody wanted to paid me even just $10, I felt like there is a chance there. And from then on, I took on building websites. I created content, created marketing strategies, managed social media accounts. And I said yes to everything, and then I stumbled along the learning, and some worked really well and others didn't. But this was the first impactful decision in my life that I just went ahead, and I basically I just did it. And Jerome, sorry, I'm not able to use the presentation. Oh, okay, there you go. So what I learned, and that I brought here for tonight as well, is that is a fantastic learning experience. Start before you feel that you're ready, and you will grow into it. And if it's not meant to be, then you will just shed it, and everything else will support you along the way. And 15 years later, I've really feel like that I've achieved what I started at the beginning, and I built a career that allows me flexibility and freedom in motherhood, as a business owner. So that made me really happy. And I had no big plans for changing. And I'm still loving and very happy with what I do. However, one day I met a friend of mine. We were doing exercise in Shanghai at Jiao Tong University at 6 a.m. And he said that, look, I'm learning to become a better speaker and better presenter. And I was like, why would you strangle yourself with that? And I couldn't help but remember back all those days when I had to do this presentation and I felt so stressful about it. But at the same time, I was, oh my word, this is something exciting. I just want to see where it takes me. And I joined a speaker club in Shanghai, a Toastmaster club, and I started on a journey that is really the second most impactful part of my career, because joining these meetings and literally I couldn't sleep before and after the meetings. I was so stressed and so anxious about presenting, even just to go close to a stage, not even have to present. But I would still go back for more. And I just couldn't really understand myself, but I just wanted to do it. And as the time went by, I realized that I was suffering a bit less. And it's really the right word to say, because it was really a struggle, a suffer at the beginning. And then there was one evening when I was waiting to go on stage. I started to feel a bit nervous again. And I thought to myself, just wait a minute, nobody's making you to do this. This is what you want. This is why you're here. And then I basically gave myself a mental slap, and I walked on stage and I delivered a really good speech. And when I was standing and looking at an audience of about 100 people, I thought to myself, I love this, and this is what I want to do, and this makes me happier than a lot of other things. And from that point on, I consciously put energy into learning to become a better and more confident speaker. It reflects in everything I do and how I run my digital marketing business as well. And the third transformation came when I realized that I not only love doing this, but I really, really love teaching others. And it gives me an amazing joy when especially women, but I work with some men as well, when my mentorship helps them to grow and to become a much more confident speaker. And because working together helps them to express themselves better, feel more confident, it is really the most amazing feeling. So these are really my stories for tonight. If you are somebody who is running your own business or looking to find your voice in your business or in a corporate role, connect with me. I have a LinkedIn QR code at the end of my presentation, and I'd love to connect and help you to become a more confident speaker. Thank you very much, Jerome. Back to you.
Right. Thank you so much. Next up, we have Kitika. Right. So up next is Kritika, a creative soul, mindful mama, and purpose-driven entrepreneur. Born in India, raised across continents, and now rooted in Singapore, Kritika brings a unique blend of leadership, heart, and authenticity to everything that she does. After years in the corporate world, she took a bold leap into purpose-led living, founding Roots Matter, a clean snack venture, and embracing art as healing. Today, she invites us into a story of transition, alignment, and redefining success on her own terms. Through honest reflections and practical tools, Gitika will inspire you to take small, powerful steps towards a life that feels whole. And now we have.
All right, so let me first start the present mode. Share screen. Share screen. Bluetooth device presentation. Present full screen.
All right. Just give me a
All right,
moment.
working well. Hi, everyone. Jerome, can you hear me?
Yep. Everything's good.
Yeah, okay. All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Gitika. It just feels very awkward to look at the own slide and speak, but I'm hoping everything is working well and I'll start. So, thank you so much for having me, and it's wonderful to share my own journey. Redefining success one aligned step at a time. Wow, when I look back at the last year, exactly that's what I was doing every hour, every single day. I was taking step, just being aligned to where I want to be. Exactly 1 year ago, in April 2024, I got redundant. I was working in a bank and I just got redundant. I had not expected it will happen to me. I had heard everyone's stories, but never thought it will happen to me too. But it did. And I was very upset. I had tears. I cried. I fought. I was angry. Everything happened as I think would have expected to happen to anyone who loses the job. In my usual autopilot mode, I started applying jobs here and there, and but fortunately or unfortunately, I didn't get what I wanted, like right money, right flexibility. I just didn't get. And I didn't know what to do next, but I just continued. I thought that let's see what happens. So here I am sharing my story of past 1 year, what I did, what steps I took, what were the tools, who helped me, what was my mindset, and what helped me to be where I am as of now, as of today, as of where I am talking to all of you. So, firstly, since I didn't know what to work on and where to start, and apart from applying for jobs. I read it somewhere on Instagram. If you don't know what to pursue in your life right now, just pursue yourself. Pursue becoming the healthiest, happiest, and most healed, most present, and most confident version of yourself. Then the right path will reveal itself. I did stop when I read that on my phone, and it clicked to me. I thought, yes, I'll just pursue myself. Every single day, I took my decision, I managed my routine towards myself. And it was for the first time that it was happening. Being an Indian kid, being in a South Asian family, I think I was on an autopilot like most of the people. I just became an IT engineer without really putting my conscious energies towards it. It just happened. I made a lot of money, but I don't know whether I was happy, not happy. But I am here because of whatever I did in my life as an engineer. But now I realized that it was time to make changes. I started going to a lot of community events, and fortunately, I was part of a women community where I met someone who helped me with Ikigai. And that's one was one milestone I feel in my journey in past 1 year, which took me to a different phase of life. So first step, what I did was I redefined my own success. Until now, success was all about making money. Success was what society had taught me to make money, go on an autopilot, 9 to 5. But I'm a mom of 4-year-old girl. I wasn't really happy in my motherhood too, working full time. So, in a way, I'm glad the redundancy happened. So, now what does success mean to me? Oops, I think the one slide is missed here, but anyway. So I think the slides got messed up, but doesn't matter. Process over perfection. So I started working towards my ikigai and I defined my own success. For me, on top, the most important thing for me was to have a healthy version of me. After becoming a mom, I lost a lot of strength, and I guess working in corporate job took my shoulder and neck strength. So every day my step was towards becoming a healthier version. Clean eating, strength training. I haven't missed my strength training from past 1 year. I have become very disciplined towards my yoga and strength training. Living by my own values, I reflected and came with my top 5 values: authenticity, growth, balance, freedom. And this was just not freedom of time, but freedom of money, freedom of time, freedom in every way. So I knew that when the freedom word came, I knew I have to work towards a very flexible routine where I make money. I just didn't want to be at home. Singapore is a very expensive country, so I still wanted to continue have my independence because I've always been a very ambitious kid. Even at work, I used to be very ambitious. And I realized family is my value. I really love going back to India, going back to Australia, where I am from. So I have lived in all the 3 countries. I didn't mention about it, but doesn't matter. My heart is in 3 countries: Australia, Singapore, and India. And I wanted to live by my own definition of a successful mom. That was important because as a mom, guilt just comes from anywhere, anytime it can come. But now I lean on to my own principles. At some point, I'm away, at some point, I'm at home. So I know where I am in my motherhood journey too. I started working towards my ikigai, and to all those people who don't know what ikigai is a Japanese word which talks about what you love, what the world needs, what you can be paid for, and what you're good at. These are just a few things which came in my mind. I actually wrote a 5-page document on all the aspects of these 3 things, and I had used Chat GPT for all these 3 things to just dump into Chat GPT, and it was very funny with the things what it started proposing, that I can do facilitations, I can go and teach. So I think ChatGPT has helped me a lot here. I can be an entrepreneur. Anyway, while all this reflection, I realized my golden threads were community, art, well-being, and management. With these golden threads, I realized that what I should work towards. this was my strategy. I've just put a slide. This became my strategy. As a child, I always wanted to become an artist. My grandfather was a photographer. My dad was a photographer, but never, ever, I think they introduced me because it was never a lucrative business. I decided to become an entrepreneur. That's a different story because I had a sensitive gut and I realized that I can bring really good, clean, healthy snacks to Singapore. Because I've lived in Australia, I have experienced it. So I started working towards that. Photography, I knew photography has my heart. So I continue to do that as a hobby. And I thought I'll do a part time job, but that never happened. And I know it didn't happen for a reason. So all these months, I realized I started with the first thing to heal myself. And the first thing which helped me was expression. Expression always helps me. So I continued to make art. I did a lot of sketching. I continued to take pictures as well without really knowing what am I doing and why am I taking photos. I wrote a lot, really cleared my mind. And I strongly believe that expression is the opposite of depression. It has helped me to be where I am. And this whole creative process brought me a lot of clarity and lightness in my life. So, right now, I'm living my dream. I should say this is my dream because I always wanted to be an artist. I just last week sold my first painting. Didn't sell it for a lot of money, but at least I sold. It's a good amount of money if we do a dollar conversion in India, and it got a good appreciation too. So the first Shiva painting was sold, and I'm making my own art now. So which is amazing. Now I have my own expression, and I have my own style of painting. Please do connect with me on Instagram, and I'm working on my own website too. I kept taking pictures, I posted on Instagram, and I've been featured at a lot of places. So that just gives me happiness. Doesn't give me money, but it does give me a lot of joy and happiness. An entrepreneur, I have built my brand, Roots Matter. It will be soon available on Lazada, and I'm starting to make my own community around that. So this brand will be empowered by small communities of India and very clean, healthy snacks and staples. All right, so I should share what were the things which helped me. There are a lot of points there. I can't go through everything, but I hope these slides are available to all of you. And if there's something which clicks to you, you can always Google and start deep diving into it. First one, small consistent steps every day. That's Kaizen, a Japanese word. Next was Ikigai, again a Japanese methodology where I reflected. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Anytime I had lost my confidence, I said in my mind 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just like a rocket, and bang on, start that. Every day I started small, only if I could show you everyday journey. Every day, every step was aligned towards those four things. There's a wheel of life which I reflected because balance is my value. And I worked on my family, on my health, on my career, spirituality, little bit every day. I sadly lost two family members last year. I think that has been quite an awakening moment for me that what legacy and what energy do I want to leave behind? Because everyone is going to die at some point. So I have become very conscious to what I want to leave behind. I totally believe now in filling my own cup before filling my daughter's cup. So I don't feel any more guilty. I do intentional networking. I am building communities, women communities, and I contribute a lot. And I have been supported a lot too. I know clearly what my values are so that anyone can Google Brené Brown values and you'll also get to know what your values are. Anytime you want to take a difficult decision, you can always lean on to them. And I created my vision board. So these are the philosophies which I looked at. In real life, that's how it looked. Up there, you see my vision board, which I've printed on my desk. It's there on my phone, on my laptop. So it just keeps me focused that this is what I want. I want to stay immersed. It talks about the feelings which I want. So it's almost like manifestation that, and you see it every way, every day. So your mind is focused towards that. Um, one small step every day. I managed a daily routine towards this vision board. Everyday journaling. I did a lot of networking, intentional networking. And every week I wrote what am I proud of. So my confidence never shook because I knew what am I proud of, what am I doing these months. I lived by my values, authentic growth, freedom, living by my own definition of successful mom, my own definition of success, which is a healthy gitti, flexible routines with sustainable income. I'm getting there. I need to hang on there. Celebrating progress over perfection. Today, I'm here inviting you to join my Roots Matter community. It's going to be a first step towards that. I know it's not perfect, but I need to keep going. So, on my last slide, I just created my community and I hope all of you can join. Speaking here is again an example of progress over perfection. I'm trusting the journey. That journey will take me somewhere. If any one of you is there in career transition, apart from all these philosophies, I aligned my husband, my family, because my parents were quite shocked that I didn't take up a corporate job. So please do align your families and understand where your finances are and what your number is, what's that dollar which will keep you happy. What's next for me? I want to grow, sell and be more confident with my own artistic expression, really believe in my own expression. Look out for any PR agencies where I can use my photos, continue to grow Roots Matter, and continue the journey of becoming my most healed and healthiest version. You don't need to have it figured at all. If either of you is trying to do something, just take one aligned micro stop every day. Start small, but do start. And please, let's connect. These are the places where you can connect with me: my LinkedIn, my Roots Matter website, which is all work in progress, my Instagram. And I'm always happy to connect with a coffee or anytime. Anytime, if anyone wants to reach out to me, please do reach out. I would love to connect. Thank you so much.
Right. Be sure to take this minute or so to connect with Gitima. Sorry, Giti.
Yeah, Gitima, yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't want to butcher your name.
It's
So,
okay.
yeah, make sure you scan and such a nice breath of fresh air. You know, after your 3 AI heavy, now we have arts and everything. So I'm going to move on to our next speaker soon.
Hey. I just want to add that she also did mention AI tools there. So, yeah.
A little bit. I did. ChatGPT did help me a little bit, yes. And even
ChatGPT.
Canva did. Yeah.
In fact, I'm a trainer of AI generative stuff as well. All right. Okay, so we are moving on to the next speaker. Our next speaker is actually, give me a second. Our next speaker is Chan Hui Ju. She's a multi-winning ballroom dance champion and a relationship coach who brings movement and meaning together in powerful ways. Through her signature method, Neuroharmony Dance, she blends the timeless principles of dance with the art of human connection, helping individuals and teams learn to move in sync, physically, emotionally, and in a relationship. From trust and timing to body language and balance, she reveals how we can navigate change and connection with grace. In this special session, Step into Connection, Hui Ju invites us to explore how the rhythms of dance can guide us in deepening a partnership, improving workplace collaboration, and simply learning to relate better. So, Hui Ju, you can take the stage.
Thank you,
That's your-
Jerome. Hello, everyone. Yes, life is made of chapters. Some are joyful, others challenging. But in every chapter, one thing remains constant: the need for connection. For years, I trained and competed as a ballroom dancer. Back then, dance was just about technique, elegance, and precision. But as I began coaching others, especially couples, I had a powerful realization. Dance isn't just about movement, it's about relationships. On the dance floor, when two people move as one, to do that, they need to have more than just skill. They need trust, timing, and awareness of each other's energy. They communicate not through words, but through their body language, responsiveness, and flow. And that's when it clicked for me. The principles that works for dance are also the same ones that help us through in our relationship. When I started applying these insights off the dance floor, something beautiful happened. Couples I coached began to reconnect. They weren't just learning steps, they were learning how to lead with kindness, follow with trust, and how to listen with presence. Through these sessions, I saw that one do not need to be a dancer to benefit from this wisdom, because we are always in a dance with our partners, our colleagues, and our families. When life changes, when new chapter begins, it's like the music shifts and we have to adjust our rhythm, find new steps, and reconnect with those around us. So today, I invite you all to think about relationships not as a problem to fix, but as dancers to grow into. Are you giving space when needed? Are you staying present at the moment? Are you listening, not just with your ears, but with your whole self? To thrive through every chapters, we must listen to and learn how to move with others, not move around others. Step by step, moment by moment, connection by connection. Because the beautiful dances in life are not the ones we perform perfectly. They are the ones that we grow through together. Thank you. This is what I would like to share with you. And I do really look forward to any one of you who has any interest to know about how neuroharmony works with the principles of ballroom dance to improve your team dynamics and relationships in your life. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Huiju.
Jerome.
Oh my God, Huiju, that was so good. Actually, if you meet Huiju in person, right, when she actually does some of the moves, it's even more impressive.
Thank you. I would love to share with more new friends around the globe or in Singapore. Please do connect with me with my QR code.
Okay, do we have your QR code here? Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That's right. Sorry about that. Right. So, this is Huiju's QR code. She's a ballroom champion. I mean, she has plenty of photographs. Unfortunately, next time then we get to see that. So she's full of awards, full of medals. Next time, if you want to do something interesting with ballroom dancing and some of these dance principles, please connect with her.
Yes,
Okay.
I look forward to seeing you all.
Guys, join us for the April 29th in-person event and you can see some moves from Huiju.
That's right. Okay, so oops, sorry. Our next presenter is our next speaker is Melissa Fan. After earning her degree in Japanese studies, Melissa spent a decade in finance before pivoting to start her own business, drawing from her marketing and communications background, as well as her personal journey with body image. She founded The Wellness Insider, a platform that champions body confidence through real talk on fitness, diet, beauty, and lifestyle. Melissa believes in health and beauty come in all shapes and sizes, and that life is not linear. Career shifts, motherhood, and reinvention are all opportunities to rewrite your history. So, this is a heartfelt conversation about showing up fully, embracing change, and thriving on your own terms. So, Melissa, I'll be handing over to you right about now.
Hi everyone, I'm Melissa Fan, the founder of the Wellness Insider, and thanks to everyone for the presentation, very useful. And as you can see, my little girl here insisted on being a co-host with me or co-speaker. So I'm honored today to be here to share something quite personal as well, and about how wellness, self-worth, and storytelling have shaped not just my business, but who I've become as a person, as a woman. Next slide, please. So, most of us grow up being handed a narrative. You need to look a certain way to be accepted, or success looks like hustle 24/7. Your oh, your value is tied to your productivity. But I used to internalize all of this until I realized that these weren't my beliefs, they were inherited scripts. So I asked myself, what if I could rewrite that narrative? Next slide, please. So my turning point began with burnout. I'm sure all of you have at one point in time, especially those who used to work in corporate, you felt burnout. And for me, it was burnout as well as going through a medical condition where nobody really understood what was going on, myself included. And I was constantly on, right? I was juggling my work, I was juggling people's expectations, as well as trying to figure out what was wrong with my body. And through that whole journey, I felt like I lost touch with myself. I had hit a wall. So that's when I realized you can't pour from an empty cup. And I did something quite radical. I paused. No longer on. I switched off. I reconnected with what really mattered to me. So the previous few speakers talk about family, connecting with yourself first. And that is also how I started the Wellness Insider. It's not from perfection, but more from purpose. Next slide, please. So a lot of people think that wellness is about diet, but to me, wellness is not just about green smoothies or gym time. It's about wholeness. There's the emotional, mental, physical, and even financial well-being. So when I began to value how I felt over how I looked or performed, everything just shifted. So that's why I put there that wellness is worth plus authenticity, which then equals to an empowered identity. So I like to say, I don't shrink to fit in, I expand to express myself. So next slide, yeah. How can you reclaim your story? That means your narrative. So first of all, pause. Check in with your truth, right? Then are you living your own story or are you living someone else's expectations? I think this is very important in especially Asian families, because our parents have a lot of expectations. When we're young, they like to say, be a doctor, be a lawyer, be an engineer, etc. But that's their narrative, that's their expectations. What are you living? Is it your story? Once you have paused, then challenge, rewrite, challenge those outdated scripts. You are allowed to change. Even if you 10 years down the road, like right now, I have kind of rewritten my script. because I've added being a mother, right, to one of my roles. So I have to also challenge what I used to think about myself. Then the last step is to reclaim, show up as your full self, even if it's messy, especially if it's messy, right? Show up boldly, fully, because this is what will start your healing process. Healing yourself and all these things that challenging about outdated scripts isn't about going back, when you're a child or what. It is about choosing where you want to go next. Next slide. So, who are you becoming? I leave you with this. You are not behind, you are becoming. What do I mean by this? Because whatever chapter you are in right now, whether it's joyful, uncertain, or even in between, honor it, claim it, because your story is still being written and you get to hold the pen. You must realize that you are the one who is writing your own story. So, thank you so much for holding this space with me today. I'd love to connect, whether it's through the Wellness Insider or personally, and hear your story too. So, the Wellness Insider, we are on all social media platforms at the Wellness Insider.
Right. Thank you so much for your wonderful presentation. And don't forget to reclaim your story by pausing, rewriting, and reclaiming.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Thank you. We are moving on to our next speaker of the evening, which is Joanna. Joanna is a Chinese herbal cuisine specialist known for engaging talks, hands-on workshops, and if you are here at the beginning, she was the one who opened our entire speech. And curating dining experiences that blend the wisdom of traditional herbal food therapy with the demands of today's fast-paced corporate life. She has empowered professionals from top organizations like UBS, Citibank, SIA, and StarHub to boost energy, sharpen focus, and enhance performance. Right? I'm not going to go so far. I'll just let her speak for herself. And let's welcome Joanna.
Hello, everyone. Now, please imagine with me. It's 2:30 in the afternoon. You have just had lunch and you came back to the office, but you're already in a meeting. You started your day strong, but you're fading now. Your eyelids are so heavy, and in fact, it is heavier than the email loads on your computer. You reached out and checked your e-calendar. Wow, 3 more meetings to go. With a quiet sigh, you reached out for another cup of coffee. Doesn't this sound familiar to all of us? This afternoon slump or food coma is so common these days that I heard in some offices they actually installed nap pods for our privacy. But that said, do we really have the luxury to have that cat nap? You are a corporate leader, you are out there as a role model, you need to lead the team, you really need to push through, various projects and tasks and to complete it within deadline. You need to be energized, you need to stay vigilant, you need to set that example. So is more coffee or caffeine the answer? Perhaps the real answer is the right food that you consume. Next slide, please. Food is more than just sustenance and fuel. It is your secret weapon for peak performance. And must be mindful. Jerome, you're a little bit too fast, but it's okay. We need to be mindful with the food that we consume because it can either nourish or deplete your health. So today, or rather this evening, I'm going to share with you a very simple framework that can help you to easily remind ourselves what to eat right and how to eat well. So next slide, please. This simple practical framework will actually give you the following insights that daily foods can actually unlock energy and focus, and a very simple guide that you can get started with your next meal And it's a smarter way to avoid burnout and maintain top performance. Next slide. Next slide, please. Think of the elite. No. One more back. Thank you, Jerome. Okay, think of the elite athletes, the great sportsmen and the sportswomen. For example, Usain Bolt and Michael Jordan. They actually eat to win, right? But the kind of diet plans that they follow definitely, gives them the power. And why shouldn't top professionals like ourselves eat to win? Next slide. So for those who do not know me, Joanna is my name and TCM Herbal Foods is my game. I'm not a TCM physician, but I'm a passionate cook. So I use herbs, traditional Chinese medicine herbs, TCM in short, in my cooking, in my food. And this is also due to the good knowledge that I've acquired during my tenure in Yu Yan Sang, a well-known traditional Chinese medicine company. I've been there for more than a decade. And I used herbs in food to enhance the taste, the flavor, and the texture. And I go easy on the seasonings, like the salt and sugar. Okay? But many of you might be thinking, herbs, wow, that could be bitter, or perhaps it's too herby for me. No. You are not aware because there are some 5,000 types of herbs that's available in the Chinese Material Medica, which is a medical journal, but only 100 plus types of herbs are suitable to be used in food for cooking. And as I said, this food therapy in traditional Chinese medicine is a profound knowledge that is practiced many thousands of years already, and it is still applying today. With accurate diagnosis, knowledge of one's body, like if you are a heaty type or you're a cooling type, and with the correct selection of the herbs that's suitable for your body type, also at the right dosage, this food therapy is used to manage and help with one's ailment and effectively heal certain conditions. But as I'm not a TCM physician, I use herbal foods for health maintenance and simplifying it to daily consumption as food. This is very different from treating any ailment. It is just a matter of health maintenance. It is all about prevention, and it is about maintaining good health before the illness sets in. So that's a little bit of airtime for myself to give you the context. Let's quickly move on to the next slide to actually see the meal framework. And meal stands for MEAL, M being metabolism boosters for energy, and E, the essential nutrients to prevent burnout, and A, to adapt with the seasons to maintain the balance and harmony like the yin and yang, and L, the life force nourishment for sustained performance. Next slide, please. M. Now, we usually feel sluggish after the midday break. And in TCM, metabolism is linked very closely to the function of the spleen and the stomach, which are the body's engine to transform food into energy, or what Chinese TCM call it, vital energy, the qi. So, if this system is weak, you will feel sluggish, bloated, tired, and especially after a heavy meal. So, if you think that the more mature folks needed a cat nap, nay, it is not about the age. What we should do is we shouldn't be sitting, we should actually be walking, and we should be getting the energy flowing. So perhaps after a meal, walk to the washroom, walk to freshen up, right? And you can also walk to the pantry. But instead of fixing yourself another cup of coffee, you could actually drink a warm herbal tea. And here I've given you some interesting recipe. Adding fresh slices of ginger, red dates, and goji berries to hot water. Steep it for a while, and you can enjoy a very nice warming tea. And it will certainly boost your energy. Try it. share it with me. Next, please. We have essential nutrients for preventing the burnout. And I heard that 60% of the working executives or adults are constantly complaining that they feel tired. And TCM views burnout as a depletion of the body's vital essence. And this is actually caused by overwork and irregular meals and lack of proper rest, right? So rest is the most important essential element in the TCM's view for your body to repair and rejuvenate and to settle your mind. So for corporate go-getters, being mindful of rest and recovery isn't a luxury. You must always remember it is a strategy for sustained performance. And of course, if you have a nice herbal chicken broth or soup to replenish the energy and calms your mind, that would be excellent. And I have listed here some 6 herbs that is easily available. But for those who have a problem, no issue. You can link up with me and I can actually share more. Next slide. A, we adapt with the season to maintain balance and harmony. And in TCM's healing, it actually addresses the body in terms of restoring its balance, its yin and yang. And it takes a holistic approach to treatment, considering very much the patient's body type. As I've mentioned, either it is heaty or it is cooling, and the lifestyle, the natural rhythms of the season and climatic changes. So in a very hot and humid Singapore, the body actually accumulates internal dampness and is also heat because it's warm. And this results in fatigue, heaviness, or breakouts. So the recommended food to actually clear heat and drain the dampness are foods like mung beans or green beans, barley, winter melon, or bitter gourd. So remember, when you actually love your favorite mala hot pot, balance it perhaps with a barley drink. Okay? Lastly, we have L. Next slide, please. Life force, which is also known as Jing, is the life essence, which is the foundation for vitality, energy, and longevity. Here, I would like to emphasize that many of us enjoy a cold, fizzy drink. But in TCM's context, excessively cold and sugary foods weaken the spleen and the kidneys. And these organs are very important for digestion and storing our Jing, which is the life essence. So therefore, you have to protect this essence through a balanced nutrition or diet, stress management, and restorative habits. And ideal foods here are black beans, walnuts, bone broth, and seaweeds. That's all for the meal framework, but let's recap. Next slide, please. So that's meal for you, MEAL. You wouldn't be able to forget because it's easy, it's related to food. And imagine if the entire company, where everyone from leaders to team players, they feel sharper, calmer, more energized, morale is high, and the stress is low. The company thrives from inside out. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. So what I've shared today is just a glimpse of how TCM Herbal Foods can support lasting performance. And I offer customized workshops and curated food herbal events for various corporates. And do take note that our health, our well-being is not a perk. It is a performance advantage. It can never wait. So in my closing, let me emphasize, the previous slide, Jerome, that performance isn't just how hard we work, it is how well we care for ourselves, how well we care for our health. Food is more than just sustenance and fuel. It is your secret weapon for peak performance. So remember to choose wisely and eat well, eat right. Thank you.
Sorry about the mistiming of some of the slides. Well, make sure to connect with Joanna via her QR code over here. And I feel as an amateur chef myself that I've learned so much and so many recipes from you. So this was really an enriching experience. Thank you, Joanna. I'm going to present the next speaker now. Okay, our next speaker is Dr. Fu Qianyu. She's a She's a hormone reset doctor and wellness entrepreneur dedicated to helping high performance individuals reclaim their health, vitality, and confidence. As co-founder of the Hormone Reset Mastery Program and Melt Your Belly Fat Club, she has guided over 500 clients to reverse chronic conditions like diabetes and high blood pressure without extreme diets or grueling routines, blending her medical expertise with energy healing and NLP. Dr. Qianyu supports lasting transformation by aligning science with soul. She believes that true healing begins when we slow down and start listening to our bodies, our intuition, and what life is trying to tell us. In this powerful session, she shares her own journey from burnout to purpose and how you too can reset your life with clarity and intention. And handing over to you.
Hi, Jerome. Thank you so much for the stage and thanks for having me. Before we begin, let me ask you this. Have you ever felt like you are running on empty but still pushing through because you have to? Or do you find that it's hard to slow down even when your body is clearly asking you to pause? Or maybe deep down, you know you are meant for something more, but you just don't have the energy to figure it out. So here's a truth I learned the hard way. Your body will whisper until it starts to scream. So burnout isn't a breakdown, it's a breakthrough in disguise. So first of all, I would like to thank each and every one of you here today, whether you are navigating change, looking for clarity, or simply just curious. Your presence means that you are ready to listen to that quiet voice within. You actually showed up, and that's powerful. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Chen Yi, and if you're anything like who I used to be, you're probably good at pushing through, hustling, and holding it all together, and also achieving. I used to believe that success meant working harder, showing up more, and ignoring the signs of exhaustion. I thought rest was a reward you earn after everything was done. Until one day, my body said no more. So I was working in the hospital, like very long shifts, very fast pace and constant pressure. And even though I was helping to save lives, I was slowly losing touch with my own. Because of chronic stress, migraines, painful menstrual cycles, and emotional numbness, I actually ignored all the signs until my body said no more. So that was my wake up call. So today I want to share with you 3 things that help me move from burnout to purpose in a way that's simple and sustainable. So shift number 1 is the pause that changed everything. So I did something radical as well. I stopped means that I really paused, not in one big dramatic way, but through small intentional shifts. Like I started taking longer, more frequent walks around my neighborhood just to be with myself without a destination. And I deepened my mindfulness practice, sometimes with eyes closed and sometimes just with eyes open and present to the world around me. So that was what I call the conscious living. I learned about conscious living. And shift number 2 is the awareness. So after doing that, something beautiful started happening, which is my self-awareness actually heightened. So I began to truly feel my emotions instead of suppressing them like I used to. So I used to believe that it was better to stay strong, to push down the anger, the sadness, the fear. But what we suppress doesn't disappear. Sometimes it grows slowly and silently like a tumor. So in that stillness, I realized I had been living with a lot of fear. It was only through that self-awareness that I come to realize that. So my body was like always in reaction mode, always tense, always bracing, no space to rest, and of course, no room for healing. So that tension showed up as migraines, painful menstrual cycles, and an overall sense of disconnection. Okay, so it wasn't just my body. My mind was like constantly noisy as well. A lot of judgments, judging myself, judging others, and silently criticizing. And all that inner noise, it made everything heavier and more miserable to the stress that I was already carrying. Okay, so the third shift was creative expression. So from all the speakers lined up before me, I remember Gitika's creative expression was painting, right? So when I slowed down, I gave myself something that I never allowed before, which is a creative expression. So I started doing things that brought me joy, like singing. Okay, I grew up when music was my life. Yeah, but I had kind of forgot about it for many years. So right now, I allowed myself to sing, something I once saw as a luxury or a waste of time. So now I see it as essential to my sanity, to my joy, and to my wholeness, because slowing down wasn't weakness, it was wisdom. And it was the beginning of coming back to life. So that pause became the turning point. So I started asking deeper questions like, whose version of success am I living? Who am I outside of my work? And what does purpose feel like in my body? So what emerged from that pause was a completely new chapter, like one where I combine my medical background with energy healing, coaching, and my own experience to help others heal. And that's how the Hormone Reset Mastery Program and the Melt Belly Fat Club have expanded, not as businesses, but as missions. So today I help people just like you, busy, brilliant, burned out, to reset their health, reconnect with their bodies, and finally feel that like themselves again. And if you're wondering if you can rewrite your story, I want you to know that you absolutely can, like so many of the speakers here today also. So if you take nothing else from my talk today, so remember this, healing doesn't begin when you do more. It begins when you pause and listen in. So ask yourself today, what does my body need? And what does my soul actually need right now? And what is one small step that I can take to come back home to myself? So because when you finally slow down and listen, you don't just find balance, you actually find yourself again. And if you're ready for a reset, a real one, I would love to invite you to join me in my 7-day Melt Belly Fat Challenge. Okay, it's normally worth $197, but as a gift for you today, for showing up today, I'm offering it completely free for Summit participants. So it's a safe, supportive space where we focus on sustainable, hormone-friendly strategies to melt that belly fat, restore energy, and reconnect with joy without restrictive diets or crazy workouts. Because you deserve to thrive, not just survive through every chapter of your life. So thank you so much for being here and for letting me share my short story here today. Okay, so over to you, Jerome.
Right, thank you. I feel like I need to scan this right now, right? The rest of the speaker society will be like, the biggest stomach one is down here as the host. Right, anyway,
Yes, Jerome, please scan it. I'll scan it with you and let's take the challenge together.
Kelly has been asking me to join her Fit Club forever. Then I go and scan this one later. Kelly, don't friend me out.
Oh, Kelly.
Right.
Sorry, it is Fit and Fabulous, not Fit
Fabulous.
Club.
Right. Fit and fabulous. Okay. Anyway, thank you very much for your wonderful speech. We're going to introduce the next speaker right now. Oops. Right, and her name is Mei Ling Wong. Mei Ling, please turn on your mic. Right, she is a future of work speaker and career mobility coach who helps professionals build resilient, future-ready careers through the power of strategic personal branding. Her signature talk, From Setback to Spotlight, equips audiences with actionable insights to stand out and thrive in an ever-evolving workspace. In this session, she introduces the concept of micro retirements, short intentional career breaks designed to help recharge, refocus, and prevent burnout. With her engaging style and forward thinking, Mei Ling empowers individuals to rethink success and design careers that support both professional growth and personal well-being. Whether you're mid-career pivoting or planning your next chapter, this is the talk that you want to be at, right? So Mei Ling, handing over to
Wow.
you.
Thank you very much, Jerome. I'm going to try and do the presentation, right? Hello, everyone. Good to see all of you here. I feel like there's so many very impactful women. So if Kane is still with me, I apologize because a lot of my slides will be targeted at women as well. So, but you're most welcome to stay on and join me. So let me just go ahead and share my screen. Let me see. Okay. There you go. Okay. So, yes, so we are talking about thriving through every chapter. So, in every stages of our lives, how many of you I've heard from all the previous speakers, you're talking about, the different stages of your life, whether you're single, you're married, whether you're with kids or, pre-kids, before kids, after kids, right? And so some of you might be thinking, what does retirement have to do with all this thriving through every chapter of your life? So let me share with you. So when we think about retirement, usually we think about 65 years old and we're retiring. But you see, why don't we redefine retirement? Nowadays, as you have heard from a lot of the previous speakers, you're talking about pause, you're talking about recharging, refocusing. So with retirements, actually there are a lot of people who have been taking retirements throughout their careers. So let me give you, to share a little bit about my story. Okay, so I want to share a story about how I went from pause to potential. So when I was working, you spend 10 years in a corporate life. One day I was working at a job. I really enjoyed the job. It was good money. You're in the rat race. You have good money. You have a good title, and then you know what? I met this really greedy manager. And what happened was she promised that she would help me, with my services. She gave me an assignment and she told me not to worry about the assignment. And she gave me leave to go away for 3 weeks. Now, what happened was when I came back after 3 weeks, she got me fired. I came back first day, was sent to the office with the big boss. The big boss just told me to pack everything and go. So I had a corporate betrayal. Now, what that corporate betrayal did to me was it sunk me into depression. I didn't want to send out resumes. I didn't want to meet people. I didn't even want to tell people because I felt so ashamed that maybe it was my fault. So how did I? So for a while, all I did was, as many of you who had some mental setbacks would do, you just stayed indoors. You stayed, to yourself. You don't talk to anyone, right? So what happened was I decided that, that I was done with all this corporate bullshit, right? Because you work so hard for the company, you earn so much money for this company, and then someone comes along and it's a little difficult to segregate the person who betrayed you versus the company, because at the end of the day, nobody stood up for you. So at the end of the day, they say bye-bye to you. So there I was. So then I began a journey of healing, and I became a mom. So I was quite lucky that during this process, I became a mom, and that there was a voice that kept, I found another job very, very quickly. But there was a voice inside my head that says, is this it? Can I go on? Is there something needs to change? I'm not happy about this. And the whisper in my head got louder and louder and louder. And finally, it forces me to listen. So I heard the voice, and it's very important for all of us to listen to our inner voice, because they really tell us something about what the universe has planned for us. Absolutely, right? So I took this time and I gave myself, I decided to be kind to myself, and I gave myself permission to pause. I think we've heard this quite a fair bit this evening. So I gave myself the permission to pause. That pause allowed me to heal. That pause allowed me to recalibrate. And therefore, you know, as I healed and recalibrated, it allowed me to change. And suddenly there was a metamorphosis. I came out of the trauma a better person. And as you can see in the pictures, apart from the first picture where I show my baby girl, I've got 2 kids. The rest of the photos are work photos. It allowed me to experiment and had new opportunities. So the metamorphosis, when it happened, it also invited a lot of opportunities into your life. And you know what? When the opportunities came, say yes. All right? If I know that all of you, we can't hear each other, but in your head, say yes. Okay? I'm going to take. So that's what happened. So I went from corporate betrayal to healing and reinvention. Now, with motherhood, now some of you are mothers, and it's great. We all love our kids, right? But sometimes the kids are a little too much. And motherhood is not meant for everyone. Trust me, I never imagined I'll be a mom. And if this is recorded, I will say on video, I love you kids, but you know what? Sometimes I need time for myself. So I had a bit of a loss of identity. And after spending 5 years as a full-time mom, working at home and as a blogger, I decided that it was time for me to redefine my identity. It was time for me to come back out to work. I wanted to earn money. I wanted to be independent. I don't want to have to ask my husband for money. I did not want to be, a little bit lagging in any ways. So I decided that I wanted to change. So when I decided in my head that, and again, listening to your inner voice, right? This is about voices of impact. And I believe that there are no voices of bigger impact than yourself. So when you hear that voice inside you to redefine, you take it, you listen to it and you take some action, which I did. So I went from, I still love being a mom, great relationship with the kids. From motherhood, I went back out. I became a trainer, a coach. And I thought, why stop there? Why just have labels? Why can we not marry them? So, you know what? In terms of, your identity, you can reinvent, you can refocus, you can do anything that you want within your imagination. So you redefine yourself. Okay? So then, what has all this got to do with retirement? So if you think about it, I retired from corporate life because, I decided that I do not want to be just an employee. So I came out and we're in the gig economy because I became a blogger. Now, from motherhood, I retired from being a full-time mom. I did not retire from motherhood, but I retired from being a full-time mom so that I could start to stand on my own 2 feet anymore. Now, if any of you are moms, right, when you are mothers of young kids, you are no longer your name. Your name doesn't matter. Nobody remembers your name. Like nobody remembered my name was called Mei Ling. Everybody say, oh, you are Kiana's mom. You're so-and-so's mom. Your kids, you become your kid's mother. So I decided that wasn't it. So I wanted to redefine it. Okay. So this is possible. So please listen to the voice of impact that is within you. So what I learned from my micro retirements is that, number one, when you are able to transform your perspective, you actually gain new perspective. You look at things differently. A glass of water is no longer just a glass of water. You look at it and it could have other possibilities. And you can think, maybe if I add a redoxant, or maybe if I add food coloring, it becomes something else. So you can gain new perspectives as well as new skills. And also when you go into retirement, sometimes when you want to go into retirement because you want to take a pause from what you are doing before so that you could recalibrate like I did. And this will allow you to prevent burnouts. And it might even help you to find something like, Gitika was saying earlier that she reignited her passion in art. And, Tian Yu was saying earlier that it also reignited her belief in herself, that she started to listen to her body and she reconnected with her body. So when you go into all these micro retirements, they are actually very, very good for your well-being. Okay, because it gives you a new perspective, and from that new perspective, it can actually change your career trajectory. And like Tian Yu has become entrepreneurial, and so has Gitika. So it's amazing to hear how all these stories and how all your career trajectories has actually evolved and changed for the better. Now, the third thing that you can find out from your micro retirement is that you can realign yourself a little bit more purposefully. So you can do what matters most is the intention behind the micro retirement. So when you retire, it's to take some time off to rethink. Okay. So that's what the lessons that I got from my own micro retirement, and I hope it will do with yours as well. So when you do your own micro retirement, take note of these three main points. Number one, recharge, rest, heal, and replenish your energies so that you can feel a little bit better about yourself emotionally, physically, and also mentally as well. Then when that happens, you can actually refocus, because then you can reevaluate your priorities, your goals, and your values. You can think about what is more important to you. Is earning an income? Is it we all need to earn money, right? We're all here to sell. We are all here to earn money, but you can evaluate. Is it the relationships and the connections? So earlier on, Huiju was talking about connections. So you can reevaluate your priorities, your goals. All right. Now, when that happens, the next step is now you can reinvent and be as creative as you can. And you can emerge stronger and more aligned with your goals. So these are the three pillars: recharge, refocus, and reinvent. Okay. So some of the questions then you might want to ask yourself is, if you are wherever your life stages are, some of the questions that you might want to ask yourself is, where could a pause help you to see more clearly? Because when you are at a pause stage, you want to find some clarity. Now, if you are not able to do it on your own, some people do it beautifully. They journal themselves. They have internal thoughts. Their self-reflections is very beautiful. Some of us, we need to talk to friends, or we need to talk to coaches. We need some external help. So that will actually help you to gain some clarity. Second questions you might ask is, what parts of your life or career are asking for an reinvention? Okay. So for me, as a career mobility coach, I work with a lot of clients doing a lot of transitions, or maybe they are trying to change their career paths. So they really, what I always tell them is, you don't get stuck with the traditional way of thinking, right? So we are actually moving into AI, right? I've got to get the AI in somewhere. So AI is beautiful, and AI can give you lots, and we can see from Keynes, you can ask questions and AI gives you lots of different answers. So why not take advantage of this to see how you can reinvent the areas of your life or your career, okay? Where you are more aligned in your goals and where you can actually move in a direction that gives you more satisfaction and more fulfillment. All right. Now, the third question that you can actually ask is, how can you build small intentional retirements into your journey? When we think about retirement, no longer do we think about being 55 or 65 years old when you retire. I know a lot of people who are in their 30s. In fact, I think I was talking to Sabrina, and Sabrina was telling me that she's actually on her retirement path. Right, but she came back to work because she could earn more money, and for her it's not about earning money, it's about passion. right? Doing something, making an impact in the world. So, so when we think about intentional retirement, we just need to shift our focus because, retirement, the word is still going to remain, but the meaning behind the word has changed so much. So you could be 25 years old and be retired. Okay, you could be retiring from corporate life and moving into motherhood. You could retire from motherhood and moving back into the world to work. Okay, so it could have different permutation. So I want to end this, talk very, very, very quickly, this speech, by leaving you with just a thought, right? Thriving doesn't happen in the sprint, not while you're running or in the race. It happens in the spaces where we choose to breathe, heal, and dream again. And I believe that many of us, if we are working so hard, we actually have forgotten how to breathe, heal, and dream. And I think during the COVID period, the beauty was it allowed us to slow down. So I hope that my this session here will remind you again that as you are very busy chasing your dreams, making an impact in the world, building your dreams, remember to have pockets of spaces where you can breathe, heal, and dream. Thank you so much, and hope to connect with you guys on LinkedIn. See you guys. Thank you.
Please take this moment to connect with her. That was a very wonderful speech, and shout out to all the other speakers as well.
Thank you.
Right. Okay. Our next speaker we have is sorry, just give me a moment.
It's Elizabeth, the godmother of Speaker Society.
I'm trying to find where to click the buttons because it's getting quite populated. Right,
Okay.
our next speaker, the godmother of Speaker Society,
Speaker Society,
the brains, the founder, the one who gels us all. Elizabeth, a fellow artist as well. Elizabeth Ng is a creative educator and expressive artist and midlife rebuilder. After years of chasing success and ticking boxes, quiet burnout crept in. It wasn't until she reconnected with a paintbrush in 2023 that everything began to shift. Returning to art, something once deeply familiar, helped her heal, embrace imperfection, and rediscover joy. Inspired by Chinese brushwork and abstract expression, Elizabeth developed a fluid, intuitive style that became her path back to self. Now, she helps others, especially those in midlife, reconnect with their inner voice, let go of perfectionism, and revive happiness through expressive creativity. In this soulful session, our godmother is going to share with us how burnout can stem from emotional and creative suppression and how art can offer a powerful mindset reset. Right, so handing over the stage now to Elizabeth.
Okay, thank you so much for the introduction. I want to start by asking you something simple. Have you been burnt out? Well, apparently a lot of speakers here talk about burnout today. But for my burnout, it's slightly different. I'm from burnout for not being busy, too busy, but rather being creatively empty. That was me. I didn't even realize that I was burnt out. I wasn't drowning in deadlines. I wasn't overwhelmed by tasks. I was just drained from the inside. And I couldn't quite explain it. I was doing all the right things, showing up, getting things done, keeping it together. But inside, it felt like something important had quietly shut down. So one day I came across this article and it talks about different kinds of burnout. Then it was like, wow, I jumped out at me. I jumped out and I said, oh, finally I figured out what's wrong with me. I was understimulated burnout. So there's this thing called understimulated burnout, not overworked burnout. And this one that happens when your mind, soul are no longer engaged. And it hit me like a lightning bolt. There. I was burnt out from doing things from not doing too much thing, but unable to do things that I wanted, I needed most, and that is to create. I stopped creating. See, I have always loved art, but somewhere between school's expectation and being an adult, art stopped being mine. Even in art school, yes, even in the place that was supposed to nurture creativity, a place that's supposed to let you explore about yourself, no. I found myself boxed in. How? Well, you have judges, you are graded, you are measured. You see, you need to clear exams. So when there are exams, there's rubrics. So I started painting for rubrics, for likes, and for approval. And bit by bit, the spark that I had, it faded. I wasn't creating anymore. I was performing. Same thing in a job. Now, I wasn't creating innovation. I was doing nothing special. I just answer to my boss or answer to what they call KPIs or performance indicator. Just you want this, I deliver. You want this, I deliver. And the worst of all, I didn't realize how much I missed me. So throughout all that, I just lost myself. Then came the turning point. It was somewhere in the end of year 2022. I said, no more, enough. I remember asking myself one night, is this it? I mean, I'm 58, right? How much miles can I run? I mean, there is some, but I want to be something different. Is this who I want to keep being? Someone dry, someone hollow? And the answer was, no. I want to feel life again. I want to make a mess. I want to paint just because I want to paint. So I did. No goals, no pressure, just color, movement, and freedom. And as I painted, something amazing happened. My brain softened, my body calmed down, and my heart woke up. And when I stumbled into something I now call neuroharmony, a practice of combining art, mindfulness, and emotion to reset, to release, to reconnect. And guess what? It's not about painting beautiful things. It's not about being good at art. It's about creating a space where you don't have to hold it all together. Let it go. Where you can feel, where you can breathe, where you can be you. Because that's creativity really is. That's what creativity is all about. Not performance, but a return to play, a return to freedom, a return to yourself. So if you have been carrying a silent burnt out like me, if you haven't felt like yourself in a while, if your mind is full but your soul feels empty, here's what I want to say to you. Pick up a brush. Let's be messy. Let's be real. Let's be yourself. Because maybe, just maybe, that brush will set you free too. I'd like to welcome you to connect with me on my LinkedIn. I'll be starting my Healing Canvas program soon, and I want to invite everyone to discover and reclaim your true self. Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Once again, y'all can join in, and for those who have just logged in or those who have been watching, please click on this to connect with Elizabeth, and you can join her in her journey with art and healing.
So I
Right,
wanted
the
to
next
share
speaker.
a little bit. Sorry, I just want to share a little bit. Yeah, so on April 25th, 29th, we will actually be doing a session at Art, and Elizabeth will be sharing more in person about her art as therapy, the healing canvas. So if you guys are in Singapore and able to join us, please do.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm moving on to the next speaker. Thank you. Right, our next speaker is Swana Kalyen. With over 20 years of advisory experience, Swana has dedicated her career to helping individuals and organizations unlock their full potential. Currently financial services manager at Philip Wealth Advisory, she blends deep expertise with a passion for inclusion, empowerment, and financial literacy. Swana is especially committed to helping women navigate the often intimidating world of financial planning, investment, and long-term wealth building. Through practical, relatable insights, she equips women to secure their futures and lead with confidence both at work and in life. As a speaker, mentor, and advocate, she champions a future where every woman has the tools to thrive. This evening, we get the privilege to listen to her speak on From Silence to Stage, My Journey as a Speaker and Trainer. Right, and take away.
Thank you, Jerome. A wonderful evening. Greetings to all listening here and my fellow speakers. Such beautiful sharing so far. I'm so thrilled to be here on this platform. Many a times, people often assume that professional speakers were born confident. They always knew how to own this room. But my story, quite the opposite. I didn't start with the mic in my hand or a stage beneath my feet. I started with questions, with self doubt, with a quiet desire to make a difference, even if it wasn't sure how my voice would fit into the world. You see, I wasn't always confident. I didn't grow up dreaming of microphones or bright lights. I was quite an observer and thoughtful note taker, and one who found comfort in logic and systems rather than spotlights and speeches. But life has its own way of nudging us, sometimes gentle, sometimes not. My journey began as an engineer in India, where precision mattered more than presentation. Then moved to Malaysia, stepping into the world of education as a lecturer. And it was there I discovered something powerful. When I spoke with clarity and passion, my students leaned in. Their eyes lit up. I had a voice. Then came the US experience, where I worked in banking and financial services. It was a different world, fast paced, different cultures, number driven, and even there, I found myself drawn to conversations, to coaching teammates, to explaining not just the what, but the why. The spark of speaking returned. Finally moved to Singapore, and that's when everything shifted. I entered the world of financial advising and soon after found training. That's where I truly found my tribe. I fell in love with the art of crafting a message that moves people, of turning stories into stepping stones for others. But it wasn't easy. There were moments of self doubt. Questions like, who would listen to me? What do I have to offer? But every time I looked at the stage, every time someone came up and said, that helped me, Swarna. And I was reminded this is bigger than me. Today, I design and deliver training programs across leadership, cultural intelligence, and financial wellness. I coach leaders, mentor professionals, and speak on stages I never imagined I'd reach. But more than the titles and the topics, it's the transformation that keeps me going. The shy intern who turns now leads a team with confidence. The burned out manager who finally finds clarity and balance. A person who, like me, once doubted their voice but now uses it to lift others. My journey has been anything but linear, but it's been rich. And it's taught me this: growth begins the moment we choose courage over comfort. Leadership starts with knowing ourselves. And true impact, it's not about impressing others, it's about inspiring them. So, if there's one thing I would love you to take away from today's sharing, it's this: take the next step, speak up, share your story. Your voice has power. Use it. And if my journey resonates with you, or if you're exploring your own path in leadership, communication, or coaching, I'd love to connect. Whether it's a conversation, a collaboration, or just coffee, my doors are open. Thank you for this opportunity, and let's stay connected.
Thank you so much, Swana. Thank you for sharing about the power of our voices. And once again, this is the link that you can go and connect with her. For those who do not have a link or do not see any link later on, we'll please stick to, or rather, please keep up with Speaker Society, and we'll probably post up all the links and all the connections to all our wonderful speakers this evening. Right. Our next speaker for today will, or rather, this is our closing speaker. Is Trina. With over 20 years of APAC executive and portfolio career experience, Trina Teo is a master at transforming expertise into scalable, profitable ventures. A practicing management consultant certified by SBACC, she helps businesses grow through strategic guidance and regional connections. Trina's signature Business in a Box framework and LinkedIn optimization strategies equip high-performing professionals to validate, launch, and scale their businesses using AI-powered tools. She specializes in uncovering high-value skills and crafting income strategies that deliver lasting impact. A passionate advocate for holistic success, Trina integrates executive coaching, digital marketing, and wellness. She supports health-focused brands, leads initiative in IPS cell banking for regenerative treatments, and champions health spans as the key to sustainable leadership. Rooted in heart-centered leadership, Trina is building a spiritual aware executive community where success is measured by impact, authenticity, and contribution. Let's welcome the founder of Business in a Box, Trina Teo, to the stage. Yay! Trina, you can go ahead.
Hi, everybody. Hi, everyone. Can you all hear me? Hi, everyone. I'm Trina Teo, and I'm deeply honored to be the closing speaker for what has been an inspiring, soul-stirring summit so far. Now, we've been taken on a journey today. Kane taught us how AI and voice can scale smarter and not harder. Edith reminded us that confidence is built and not born. And Gitika showed us how to rise through alignment and creativity. Riju invited us to connect through movement and meaning, and Melissa gave us permission to reclaim our story with grace. And Joanna nourished us with TCM wisdom for peak performance. Dr. Qian Yu led us back into purpose through stillness and soul. Mei Ling redefined success through intentional micro retirements, and Elizabeth reminded us that art can set us free, that joy and expressions are keys to healing, especially in midlife. And Swana just empowered us to own our financial future with confidence and clarity. So each chapter shared today is a living example of transformation. And now I'd like to help you write your next chapter as you listen to my presentation, one where your hard-earned expertise can become not just experience, but income, impact, and independence. Next slide, please. So what if your next chapter just isn't just about change, but the moment you finally launch your most aligned business? I want you to answer this question as you listen to me today. And that's what I want to help corporate professionals do, is to turn your expertise into an investor-ready business in just 12 weeks using my Business in a Box framework. Whether you are an ex-corporate leader like myself, aspiring coach, freelancer, or just behind the scenes success enabler, it's your time to be seen, heard, and paid well for the value that you bring. So my journey to business freedom started as an APAC HR business partner, driving results across Fortune 500 companies. Then I transitioned into consulting, solving people problems and building scalable systems. And now I consider myself to be a human AI business architect, helping others architect their reinvention, because I believe business should feel like clarity and not chaos, and marketing should feel like service and not stress. So next slide, please. So who does this program serve? And this is the transformative framework that I want to share with all of you. The Business in the Box framework is for high-level professionals like all of you, right? Executives ready to exit and evolve, coaches ready to convert insight into income, and creators ready to launch their thought leadership. And we walk you through 3 phrases, which is ideation, to get clear on your genius. And next slide, please. So through the Business in the Box program, we will help you to gain clarity, and also to get you through clarity, offer, and get clear on your avatar and audience, and also take you through the income generating MVP. And then from there, we will also get you to go through the strategic brand and pitch, and also get you to be market ready and to launch. So yeah, next slide, please. So with that, you will see that we will take you through 3 proven phrases, through ideation to define your unique genius, to map out the ideal client profile, craft your value proposition, and take you through a phase of development to create your minimal viable product, develop your brand identity, design your client acquisition system, and then the rollout phase. Execute market entry strategy, refine your base based on the feedback that you receive, and convert your prospects to clients. So all this is actually through an AI Business in a Box tool that I have been trained and have access to. So next slide, please. So I do have transformation packages whereby I help executives transition their expertise, your expertise, into independent income generating opportunities. And I will offer all of you a free 1-hour session today. So please, after this summit, do connect with me. I will send you my link to book a time and calendar. And I'll take you through the executive success quiz and free session that tells. So you will, at the end of the session with me, you will actually have the option to sign up for either a 12-week full transformation program, where I will take you through Ikigai clarity, a full suite of assessments, whether it's Gene Keys, the Big 5, 16 personalities, career feeder, Enneagram, you name it. We'll go through your Ikigai to help you understand what is that you love, what's your passion, what you can get paid for, and what the world needs. And then we put that through the BIB, Business in the Box framework, with your Ikigai, and we'll roll out the marketing plan. And even the final outcome would be a pitch deck, if that's what you want, to go and get your ready pitch deck in front of investors to get funding. So, and we will also provide LinkedIn branding, and if there's any recruitment we included, that's a separate charge. But we'll follow up with the linking to investors for funding at the later stage. And if you have already gotten your pitch finalized, and you just want to validate your business idea and optimize your pitch deck and walk away with clear outputs, it's just a USD 1K clarity and pitch program with me. There's the option 3, which I have not mentioned, but you can also go through the Academy of Artificial Intelligence Mastermind with one of the coaches that I coach with, and I will tell you more about that package when you connect with me. Can I have the next slide, please? So the results that you will see from having go through Business in the Box will be that you will have a clear business direction and defined path forward with specific milestones. And you will be very confident in terms of client acquisition and know exactly how to attract and convert ideal clients and structured services packages. Your offerings will be organized into scalable, profitable products. And also you will have income with purpose. Your business will generate revenue while fulfilling your mission. And can I have the last slide, please? So everyone here has shown us today that reinvention is possible. So now it's time to make it profitable, purposeful, and personal. So with writing your next chapter is really easy if you do the Business in the Box in 12 weeks from idea to go-to-market strategy and investor-ready pitch deck. And it's just in 3 strategic phases, a proven step-by-step system customized to your genius, 100% personalized custom strategy built on your unique expertise and goals. And you can expect 100x your results because your average revenue growth from graduates who have done this work, we guarantee and we saw them actually achieving results. So let's try together with clarity, flow, and a business model that feels like you. And feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn at Teo Trina or ask Sabrina for a personal introduction. So thank you so much for listening to me today and for staying on until now.
Right. Thank you so much, Trina, for summarizing everything for me. And we missed out 2 of our wonderful people, which is Sabrina herself, our AI princess. Yay! And myself, I am the creative director and media maestro of the Speaker Society. Be it your speaker reel, personal branding, or television commercial, I help brands amplify their message through storyteller tactics and generative AI. So, for now, Sabrina, do you have anything to add?
Yes, give me 1 second. Okay, guys. So I was going to say that she forgot mentioning me and I was a little bit upset. But then she remembered me at the end, so I got not upset anymore. Okay, guys, I hope this has been a great experience for all of you, the speakers, as well as the viewers. And just to share, this is actually our first summit. So there is a little bit of hiccups here and there, but you'll get better along the way, especially when we have Jerome, the extremely awesome creative maestro of Speaker Society. So guys, do stay tuned to Speaker Society for more upcoming events, especially the one in person on April 29th, and also in May where we have the next virtual summit.
How you want to do your screenshot? Everybody in?
I don't think we can feed all the speakers, but you can try.
Whoever has their monitor on.
And now we have a room full of our awesome speakers.
Where's Kane?
Kane and Edith.
Yes.
Oh, Edith is around.
Oh, yeah.
Hey guys, my laptop died, so I had to go on my phone.
So this was really, really fun. Does anyone have an ending statement they want to give?
No? Anything?
More to come.
But just wanted to say thank you to everybody. It's awesome. Very good experience for me.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
it's
you.
very fun.
Thank
Yes,
you.
fun.
Thanks, guys.
So
So
nice.
this is the end of our very first Speaker Society Virtual Summit Voices of Impact, and we will see you at the next summit.
Yay! Very nice.
Yay.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
We have a young summit speaker.
Bye.
Yes.